A sunburst granny square is a fun twist on a classic crochet motif, and it's a great way to use up scrap yarn or mini skeins. There's only 4 rounds to crochet, and it's pretty simple even if you're kind of new to crochet. So I like to start off my sunburst granny squares with 4 chains. And then slip stitch to the first chain to form a ring. I'll then chain 2, which I will count as a double crochet, and I'll make 15 more double crochets in the center of the ring here. I am using a single color for mine, but this is a great motif to play with color. There's a lot of really fun options. You can change color every round if you want to get a completely different look, or just keep it simple like this and use one color. When you have all 16 double crochets in your ring, including your chain 2, you'll slip stitch to that second chain to finish off the round. The next round uses puff stitches, and these ones are really fun. So I will continue working in my second chain here where I joined. I'll wrap the yarn, pull up a loop, and sort of pull that up a little bit. How far you pull it up now is about how tall the stitch will be when you're finished with it. So do that a few more times. So that was 1, 2, 3, and 4. I find that doing that 4 times is about the right puffiness for my puff stitches. You can do fewer or more if you like. It's totally up to you. Yarn over, pull through all of those loops, chain to finish it off. And you'll puff stitch in every single stitch. So the next double crochet is kind of hidden. It's a little bit wonky looking from our join, but we can find it there and we'll puff stitch. This yarn, by the way, is from Koigu. I'll put a link to their shop in the description if you're interested in this hand-dyed yarn. Very pretty. It's been in my stash for a really long time, so I'm not sure if this particular color is still available. Maybe it is. Either way, I'll link them below if you want to check out some of their hand-dyed yarns. And you know, I'm just using a single color for this one because this yarn is semi-solid. It's tonal. It has different intensities of the same color, and I think that looks really cool for a sunburst granny square. But you can get super creative with color on these ones. When you can count 16 puff stitches, you can kind of finger block these a little bit. They like to not be super puffy when you first make them, but I just like to sort of twist them forward like this. Just kind of pops them out a little bit more. I'll find the first puff stitch here and then slip stitch to that chain that closed it to finish off this round. Now round 3 uses double crochet cluster stitches. These ones are really fun too. To start the first one, I like to chain 2 and then yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, do that again. So this chain 2 is counting as part of that cluster. When you have 3 loops, you'll yarn over and pull through all 3. Chain 1 and then jump over between the next 2 puff stitches And this time you'll make a full double crochet cluster. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 1. You want 3 of these. 2, 3. We'll yarn over and pull through 4. This is what it'll look like from here on out. Chain 1, jump to the next one. Now don't worry if this round is totally wanting to curl up on you, that's completely normal. When you have 16 double crochet clusters, finish that last one again with your chain there, and then you can slip stitch to your first cluster to finish the round. Now the 4th round we'll turn this circle into a square, and we need to start off in a different place. So find the next space between the next 2 clusters, just slip stitch there. That'll get your hook in the right position. So now chain 2, and that will count as a double crochet, and make 2 more double crochets in the same space. And we'll do that once more. 3 double crochets between the next 2. And between the next 2, we'll start the first corner. So for the corner stitches, we're going to use treble crochets because they're a little bit taller and it helps with the overall shape of the square. So wrap twice, make 3 treble crochets. Scoop those over just a bit, chain 2, and make 3 more treble crochets in the same space. You could totally use 1 chain in between them if you wanted a more condensed or tidy square. It's all personal preference. 1 chain, 2 chains, whatever you like the look of best. So after the first corner, we're working on the next flat side of the square. And to do that, we need double crochets. So 3 double crochets between the next 2. And you need that a total of 3 times. So this is 3 groups of 3. We'll do it 2 more times. So we have 3 groups of 3 double crochets in our sides. And there, see how it's already correcting how it's wanting to curl up? So no worries. Go ahead and work your next corner. And the corner pattern is the same. 3 treble crochets, 2 chains, 3 more treble crochets. So now it's really easy to figure out what needs to happen next. We have a corner, so we need a flat side. Remember, for the flat sides, we need 3 groups of 3 double crochets, all worked between clusters, and then we work our corner pattern. Whoops. I don't know what it is about this particular granny square, but I've really just fallen in love with it. in the past couple of weeks or months. And you know, I've been collecting mini skeins. It's another habit that I have developed. I don't know, I can't stop buying them. I just absolutely love them. And so I've been on the hunt for a project that I can use all of those mini skeins. In a project where it'll look beautiful, you know? I mean, the mini skeins are all hand dyed and they're just absolutely gorgeous, and they deserve a really pretty pattern like this one so that they can shine. So don't be surprised if later on down the line you find a pattern that uses the Sunburst granny square with mini skeins, because it's real high on my list of projects to start. Ah, I'm so excited about this. It's such a beautiful motif. I hope looking at it now you can see why I have fallen in love with the Sunburst granny square lately, especially paired with some hand-dyed yarn. That's very hard to say. And you know what? Here's a little bonus tip, since you've stuck with me all the way until the end. The perfect way to finish off any granny square, really, but the Sunburst granny square. Thread the tail on your yarn needle, find the next stitch over, catch it just like that, pull that tight, and then see this one? You'll go down through it from the top there. And you have a perfectly invisible end. Now don't worry if you missed anything. I have the written instructions for how I crocheted this exact Sunburst granny square in a post on my website. I have that linked in the description below. Happy hooking, and I'll see you in the next one.